All right, the wait is finally over. The highly anticipated early reactions for Mortal Kombat 2 are absolutely pouring in. Today, we're unpacking exactly what critics and hardcore fans are saying to see if this sequel actually course corrects after the mixed reception of the 2021 reboot.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the immediate reactions from premiere attendees, die-hard creators, and film critics to answer the ultimate question hanging over this whole thing. Is Mortal Kombat 2 a genuinely worthy adaptation, or is it destined for box office brutality?
To set the stage, just look at this sentiment from media personality Brandon Davis. This perfectly sums up the overwhelming consensus across the board. People who got an early look are practically shouting from the rooftops that this sequel feels vastly more confident. It is, quite simply, the movie fans have been waiting for.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, Fixing the First Movie. You know how the 2021 film kind of felt, well, almost embarrassed by its own video game origins, and there was that huge focus on original character Cole Young at the expense of the classic roster? Well, critics are saying this sequel totally flips the script. It actively embraces the games, it brings the actual tournament right to the forefront, and it sidelines Cole Young to finally give the fan favorites their moment in the spotlight.
It seems the studio literally took that fan criticism straight to heart. Reviewers are pointing out that the self-serving narrative choices of the first film are just gone. They've trimmed away all the fluff. In fact, a lot of folks noted that aside from the returning characters, the movie almost ignores the events of the prior film altogether, which apparently makes it significantly stronger.
Which brings us to Section 2, Embracing the Game Lore.
Mortal Kombat is built on these massive, chaotic stakes, right? Sources are highlighting that the movie dives right into that structure without holding back. You've got the Elder Gods creating the realms, the tournament set up to stop endless war, and Outworld needing 10 straight wins to invade Earthrealm, and they already have 9. This film finally actually brings us to that ultimate high-stakes tournament. And because it actually leans into all that crazy mythology, reviewers are buzzing about the pure arcade energy radiating from the screen. The film is absolutely packed with constant Easter eggs and incredibly faithful recreations of iconic fighting stages. One reviewer specifically shouted out the legendary Acid Pit stage, noting that hardcore fans are going to be grinning from ear to ear.
Wow. We get an incredibly stacked roster this time around. From iconic ninjas like Scorpion and Sub-Zero to heavy hitters like Shao Kahn and Baraka, it's a massive step up. But within this huge cast, our sources indicate a few specific performances absolutely steal the show.
Moving right into Section 3, the standout characters.
Now, going into this, there was a lot of widespread hesitation, echoed across multiple sources, honestly, that Karl Urban simply didn't fit the vibe of Johnny Cage. Fans wanted that young, egotistical hothead from the early games, so casting an older actor like Urban felt like a really controversial move.
Well, scratch that worry, because critics completely reverse course after seeing it. They're praising his performance, saying he brings this fantastic Jean-Claude Van Damme energy to the role. Instead of the young hothead, Urban plays an older, MKX-inspired, slightly washed-up actor. The consensus is that he acts as the perfect audience surrogate, a normal guy totally lost in a world of literal gods and monsters, and he delivers massive laughs along the way.
Beyond Cage, Adeline Rudolph brings some real, much-needed emotional weight to the carnage as Kitana. Then you have Josh Lawson back as Kano, and multiple reviewers are straight up calling him the comedic gold MVP of the entire film. And Martin Ford's massive Shao Kahn, reviewers noted his sheer physical performance makes him feel like an absolutely unstoppable force of nature.
Section 4, Fights, Fatalities, and Pacing. So, do the fights actually deliver? The consensus from our sources is a resounding yes. It is exactly what it promises to be, a ridiculous, fast-paced bloodbath. The choreography has been praised as a massive improvement, with one reviewer noting the incredible attention to detail, like how Kung Lao's movements heavily utilize the Wing Chun martial arts style straight from the video games.
Reviewers highlighted some absolutely stellar matchups. Actually, one prominent creator said the bout between Liu Kang and Kung Lao might be the single best fight scene in all of Mortal Kombat media, period. Plus, it's highly entertaining watching Johnny Cage try to smooth talk his way out of a fight while Kitana stoically kicks his butt. Pretty much every character gets a chance to shine, including a highly creative use of Noob Saibot.
And of course, it all builds up to the fatalities. The movie absolutely does not pull its punches here. Early viewers are saying the kills are incredibly gruesome, dialing the gore way past the first film. But more importantly, reviewers love that the fatalities felt uniquely tailored to each specific combatant. It just further embraces the distinct personalities of this massive roster.
But objectively looking at all these reactions, we've got to talk about the lows too. That breakneck zero downtime pacing means there is basically no room for organic character development. Reviewers noted that if you're looking for a deep, narrative-driven story, yeah, you won't find it here. The plot is bare bones, and the dialogue can definitely feel a bit ham-fisted at times. It's all gas, no brakes, which leaves some of those deeper lore explanations entirely in the dust.
Which leads us to Section 5, the final verdict.
Enthusiastic reactions like this one show that the movie knows exactly what it is. It's not trying to win an Oscar for screenwriting, right? It is successfully catering directly to its hardcore fan base. It's given the audience the action, the gore, and the characters they so desperately wanted the first time around.
When pressed to actually put a number on it, a lot of reviewers are landing right around an 8 or 8.5 out of 10. While they definitely acknowledge the pacing issues and the thin plot, the sheer entertainment value, the vastly improved choreography, and that loving fan service cemented as a massive, undeniably improvement over the 2021 reboot.
So this leaves us with one final thought. They fixed the original mistakes, they totally embraced the weird lore, and they finally brought us the actual tournament. But will this relentless arcade energy be enough to achieve a flawless victory at the box office? Well, that's something only the audience can decide. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer, and we'll see you next time.